Hey, this is Professor Homa. Welcome to part 2 of the PowerPoint assignment, and I'm going to go over the steps to basically create the PowerPoint from scratch. And I'll pause occasionally so you don't have to watch me type things, and I'll allow you to type it. So I'm going to get started by going File, New, and I'm going to make a new blank presentation. And this is what it looks like to start, just a white page. And one of the first things I'm going to do is go to the View tab up top on the ribbon, and I'm going to go to Ruler and just check Ruler just so I can see my ruler. And I'm going to use that when I adjust my indents, so I'm not going to do anything with it right now. Next thing I'm going to do is go to my Design tab, click on Design, and this is where you can see your themes here on the Design tab. And down at the very bottom, under the two scroll arrows, there's an arrow that has a little line. That's called the More, arrow, or the More button. And I'm going to click on that, and it will show you a whole bunch of different themes that are here. And you could scroll down, and there's a whole other row down here. There's ones from office.com. There's 3 rows, and you can always get more. And as you mouse over these, you may see your presentation change. We're going to use, and you could use anything you want, but for the sake, if you want to follow what I do, I'm going to use this last one here, which is called waveform. So I'm going to select that, and that'll basically kind of create a template that'll be using that background. And for PowerPoint presentations, there's a title slide, and then there's a title and content layout, which I'll go over. Now, the next thing I'll do here is I'm going to go right into the slide master. You may never have done this. You may just do your editing to the text right on the slide, but I'm going to kind of adjust the template so that everything is in the font that I want, or the fonts that I want. So to do that, I'm going to go back to the View tab in my ribbon, and I'm going to go over here to where it says Slide Master. And I'm going to click on that, and it'll kind of take me in. It's like going in the header footer area. This will be the master that I'm working on, and everything will be based on it. And I'm going to change some fonts and also the indent and numbered and bulleted lists that are showing up on our presentation. So the first thing I'll do here on my title slide is I'll just highlight the text that's here, and again, to change the text just like you would normally, go to the Home tab, and I'm going to make this text 44. It's already 44 point. It's Kandara, and I'm going to keep it in more generic kind of Microsoft fonts like Cambria and Calibri, just so it's more compatible with what other people may have. So I'm going to go here and make it Cambria. I'll give it a nice sans serif font. I'll scroll down, look for Cambria, and I'll make it Cambria bold, 44 point. That's for the title. And for the subtitle, I'll highlight that, and I'll make it Calibri, and I'll go down to Calibri, and I'll make that bold. And I think Calibri I'll make 32 point. Okay, and that's for my title slide. So my title slide will be in those fonts. And the next slide I'm going to go to is the title and content slide, which is the second one down here. And you can see there's a title up at the top, and then there's area here for content, and there's like a bulleted list of different levels, and they have these little asterisks as bullets, which I'm going to change. So we'll modify this as well. And I do have to highlight this again and change it. The top part of my title and content slide, again, I'll make that Cambria, and now that's coming up as a recently used font. Make that Cambria bold, and it's already 44, and I'll keep that way. Now, these are called levels here. This is my first level here, and I'm going to highlight this level. And again, I'm in my slide master. Notice there's a slide master. Everything is in the slide master, even though I'm on the Home tab. So I'm going to highlight this, and I'm going to make that also Cambria bold. And I think I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. I'm going to make that 32 point, so I'll make that a little bit bigger. 32 point, and I'm going to remove the bullet. To remove the bullet, I'm going to go up here, and you can see the bullet is highlighted in yellow, meaning that there's a bullet list being used. I'm just going to click on it, which will turn that off. I could have also used a little arrow and chose none, but that's actually what it ended up doing. So I turn that bullet list off for the first level. For the second level, and actually for all these levels, I'm going to just highlight them and make them Calibri, because I want them all Calibri. I don't want to use any Kandara. So I'll make them all Calibri, and then for the second level, I'm going to highlight my second level here, and that is Calibri. And I'm going to leave that 22 point. And for a bullet, I'm going to change my bullet. I'm going to click on this little arrow here, and I'm going to go down and make it little square bullets. And then I'm also going to change the color. Now I would change the color from the same place. I'll go here, and down where it says bullets and numbering, I'll click on that, and it'll open up another little area where I can change the color of my bullet. So I'm going to make it like kind of a lime green, darker lime green bullet. So it contrasts a little bit with the blue, because we have a lot of blue in there. And I'll hit OK. And that's my second level. Now for my third level, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a numbered list. So I'm going to highlight this and get rid of that asterisk. And I'll go over to the numbered list and I'll click on it. And you can see what it does. It lines up the 1 underneath the S, and it moves third level over. Now this is why I brought the ruler out. So I'm going to adjust this a little bit. I want this numbered list indented even more. So I'm going to move this bottom area over to like 1.5. So this is called before text. This is really, I just call this the indent, and the top one is actually kind of the hanging indent. So I'm going to move the indent over to 1.5, and I'm going to move the top arrow, which is really the hanging part, over to 1 inch. Now the way this works, this is the before text is considered to be 1.5, and then it's a 1/2 inch hanging indent. Now how do I know that? If I go up here to this little, there's no paragraph dialog box launcher, but there's this little line spacing area, and if I go down here to line spacing options, it shows me some indentation. It's a little different than Word, but you could see my before text is at 1 point, and I could change this so it's exact. I'll put it at 1.5, and then the hanging is at 0.5, and that'll just put it exactly. And notice there's also space before and space after if you need. So if you didn't think these options were available in PowerPoint, they are. They just look a little bit different than Word. So I'm going to hit OK, and that hardly changes, but that's the way this is set up now. So it's my numbered list is indented a little bit more. Now I'm not going to use a 4th or 5th level, so I could either highlight this and delete it, or I could just let it there. If I don't use it, it's not really going to show up anyway. So this is my title and content slide. This is my title slide. I have those slide masters updated. To get out of here or to OK these changes I just made, what I'm going to do is go to my slide master tab, back up here to slide master. I'm still in my slide master, and then I'm going to do close master view. And when I do that, I just go back to my regular PowerPoint presentation. And this is where I'm going to put my title and my subtitle, and I'm just going to pause it and type it in, and then you can see what goes in there. Okay, I just finished typing that, so you're going to type in CSC 112, you can put a space in there, W2, which is your section, Microcomputer Software Apps, which is the name of the course, and also Spring 2013, and put your name here, and that's the title slide. And we're eventually going to put a little graphic above here. You could even shorten this thing down. So we'll put a little graphic here. But for the next thing I'm going to do is put in the title and content slide to add another slide that's a little different. Go up to on the Home tab, make sure you're on the Home tab, and go to New Slide, and then use the little drop-down arrow and choose Title and Content. And there's my new slide. And again, I'm going to start typing I'm going to pause and start typing a little bit. Okay, I just started typing. I put Microsoft Word for my title and what I learned in Word. Now when I hit return, it's going to type in the same style that I'm in, that first level. If you want to change that level, hit return again. What you can do is just increase the list level. Where you do that is up here where all the bullet, numbering, and list icons are. I'm going to go increase list level. And when I increase list level, it's going to give me a bulleted list. And I'm just going to throw a couple things in here. I'll hit pause. Okay, how to set tabs. How to adjust indents. And you could put anything you want here. You don't have to follow this exactly. And I'll put how to create styles. Now I'm also going to put a little numbered list based on how to create styles. And you could put something, you don't have to put about styles, you could put about MLA formatting or research paper, anything like that. But if I hit return and I want to go in another list style, I could use increase indent. Now it's going in that numbered style. So I'm just going to just put a couple number things. It doesn't matter what I type right now, but you can see if I hit return. And just one thing to note, that if I'm typing some things and I want to break a line, let's say I have a lot of content here, and I'm just using this, but I want to break the line to the next line. I don't want a real long line. If I go here and I say, oh, I want to break it here, and I hit return, it's going to make a new bullet item. It'll make a number 4, which I'll undo. If you don't want that, you can always do a shift return, just like you can in Word, and it'll break the line and it'll keep it aligned with the hanging indent over here. So you can always do that. Now I'm gonna pause and adjust this copy a little, but this is how the 3 lists work. This is my first level. These are my second level, and as long as you keep hitting return, they'll stay in that kind of style, unless you do increase, indent, or decrease. If you have to go back out again, if I had to go back out, and I could use decrease, and then I have another bullet over here if I needed to, and I could extend this if it's getting too small. But that's what these buttons do: increase list level and decrease list level. Sometimes we say increase indent and decrease indent. So I'm going to adjust these and update these styles, and I'm going to take a break here, and then I'll end this video, and then there should be just one more video after this.